Serial killer, yeah, why not?
I would hope they do at least.
Yeah.
The,
Comfort for the rest of us. Yeah.
One victim, Thaddeus Pike, was found cut open, disemboweled, and left with both kidneys removed.
Hello, wait, hello. I would not go into town. They will tell you to get the fuck out.
Oh, sick. All right, one of those days, huh?
Yeah, fucking freelance court face bullshit, whatever. Basically telling people to get the fuck out.
Well,
I thought they invited everybody.
Nope.
Yeah, that's the funny.
So that's just a straight up lie, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Wait, no.
They literally did that, but then, like, you know, the lovely announcement that our fucking.
You know the locals that like scream on the streets.
I raced all the way here. Yeah.
Yeah. Our lovely locals that like to announce things to us really loudly told us basically that the judge stated if you are not here for actually pertaining to the court case,
Really?
you can't be here.
Yeah, so they basically lied.
All right, well, I'm going to find out for myself. I don't know. I'm going to have them tell me no. Yeah.
You
mean...
You might honestly get lucky with it, yeah.
Jesus Christ. So this is the judge saying all this?
I think it was
someone.
I think it was like maybe the judge or like that somebody told the locals, and you know our lovely locals that like to spread and yell every fucking thing.
Yeah.
Basically yelling to get the fuck
out. This is hilarious.
Part of the case.
This is hilarious. All right, I'm gonna catch up with you on a little bit. I'm gonna go try my luck. Fuck
We're gonna
this.
be right here for a second.
Howdy, y'all.
Hello there.
Courtroom open?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. A few more minutes.
Just waiting out here.
Okay. All right, we'll give it a minute. So we can't go inside yet?
No, they're telling us to wait here, apparently.
All right. So
They're
we're
also telling us to take our guns and put them on our horses and whatnot.
All right, sure. Easy enough. There we go. So I'll just wait here with you. Who's telling you that, Law?
Yeah.
Okay.
So am I like the only person here who has no idea why the fuck I showed up here to know what's going on?
There's a lot of people that don't know.
I mean, I showed up to see a fella get put away. About it.
Yeah, I want to see him get the electric chair.
You think they'll give it?
I mean, serial killer, yeah, why not?
I would hope they do at least.
Yeah. Comfort for the rest of us. Yeah, proper
Indeed.
justice. Yeah.
Absolutely.
One life,
serial
like I think he's going
killer.
down
Holy
for
shit.
like 6.
I mean, he was
Six
abusing
murders?
his power as a bounty hunter.
Really?
So the bounty hunter turned into a serial
I'm
killer.
aware of, but he was a bounty hunter. So
Yeah,
I
definitely.
feel like
a bounty hunter.
that's some level of lying to the law, and
Yeah, abuse of
what's,
power.
it's not right.
What
Being in a
happened
position like
here
that,
for
killing
the friend
people.
here next to me doesn't know what's going on. It's the trial of Friedland Callahan or something. Really, I don't care for his last name. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But the gist of it is he allegedly, well, I'm sure there's substantial proof, but he allegedly killed and maimed a few good folk in this county. So they're having a little trial
Lee.
to
Mr. Please.
They're going to be changing his name to Friedland pretty soon.
Friedland, that's right.
Okay.
They're not letting anybody in the courtroom as of right now. Possibly never. Still trying to figure it out. Yeah.
All right.
I'm just here to smell the burnt flesh.
Tired of criminals running rampant around these states.
Well, that's not a criminal partner. That's a partner of the Department of Justice.
That obviously turned into a criminal.
How dare you, sir? Sure is, yeah.
Where? I don't
A serial killer, no less.
There's no electrical chair here, so.
No, we'll take him up to the Tesla Tower, fellas.
You're not a serial killer, are you?
No, I've never murdered nobody in my life.
I was gonna say
nothing to
he'd
worry
have to be
about.
brought all the way to Saint Denis for that, and even then, we don't have a courthouse there.
Well, there's a pretty hefty amount of electricals down in the theater. Just put them down there.
Take him to the theater. We'll hang him there.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll
maybe
hang
don't
him there.
hold the wires. Like throw them at his feet.
Jack, the last time
controversy.
you called me that, you got your ass kicked.
Buddy, do we need to have this conversation again?
Yeah, I don't think you want to have it.
You fucking were
Have the
flat
conversation.
back. This guy.
Well,
talk it out.
No.
Mr.
This
Jack
guy.
Jack Sharp.
Me.
Jack Sharp.
Yeah, Jack Sharp.
That's what you fucking sound like.
Sent me a telegram
know her.
about a bachelor party and didn't tell me where and what time, and I missed it.
Get the hint, all right? Nobody wanted you there, not even me.
Right. And then the next time I saw him, I kicked his ass. That's the story.
What happened after you quote unquote kicked my ass?
You gave me a cheap shot after you fucking got up.
Who had to see a doctor? Not me.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't have to see no doctor.
you are a cheap, low-down, dirty scum for that. You got me when my back was
Arthur, I wanna
turned,
look at the
Jack. At least I got you man to
I
man.
can't hear you.
You look like you're really grass.
I tripped in the middle of the fight.
Weapons,
that didn't count as you beat
No,
me.
no,
You
you
guys
didn't
need to
trip.
wake up before-
You went down because I fucking gave you a left hook and a right
Listen, this
uppercut.
bastard over here, he loves me. He just doesn't want to admit it.
Okay.
Ain't that
You
right,
guys-
Mr. Lee?
You guys can
Oh, I do
hide
love you, but that's
mustaches
besides the
together,
point.
and then we can all be friends.
First of all, Vern's not your son. That's number
Vern
one.
is my son. This
We've
is true.
established that.
Nope, it's been unestablished and then reestablished that he is my son.
God,
Howdy,
you
everybody.
sound like
Order
my
in the court.
wife before she
Please
died.
all rise for the Honorable Judge Taylor.
Oh, I guess we have to.
Hello, everybody.
Oh.
Hi, Honorable Judge.
Hello, Judge.
We're missing something.
Taylor, get out of here!
Where is he?
Send that
Thank
fucker
you
to the fucking death.
for your
Someone
service,
sounds
Judge.
very angry, guys.
Guys, quiet enough.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm
shut
gonna
your mouth.
say that these men will just escort people out. You know, it's as simple as that. If you're here, consider yourself lucky that you are one of the ones in the audience of what is happening.
Yes, sir.
Are we waiting for anybody else, or can we get started?
Yeah, we're waiting for the
have
guy
to
that I'm
be
going
a
to be
woman
prosecuting. I don't know where the
judge,
fuck
though?
he is. Excuse my language, Judge.
Well, he's got about 30 more seconds to get here.
Oh, guilty on all accounts. Hold him up.
We need
All
more.
right, I'll just say it once. Any more outbursts, we'll kick anybody who speaks out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, everyone can be seated now. We just want to wait for everyone to get in here, so go ahead and get comfortable.
Gil, uncuff the man.
Alrighty, everyone, we ready to get started? Yes? No? Anyone?
On your
I
time,
can
Judge.
whistle again. Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Judge Taylor. So excited to be here. I will go ahead and announce that this court is in session for the matter of the state against Mr. Callahan concerning the charges connected to the individuals known as the Artist and the Ripper. Before we begin, I'd like to ask all parties present to identify themselves and the state their roles in these proceedings for the record. Once introductions are completed, the state may proceed with its opening statement, and then we'll let the defense go ahead. All parties are reminded to remain respectful, speak one at a time, just like we've learned in school, and direct all arguments and objections through the court. Any evidence or reports referenced should be clearly identified by report or evidence number so that the court may review them properly. All right, go ahead, Mr. Thorne, you go first.
Sure, I can do that.
Go ahead and start with your opening statement, Mr. Thorne.
Your Honor, I'm just going to pass over the reports to yourself. There you go. In my opening statement, I will be referencing some of the reports. We will go into more detail of them as time continues.
I appreciate that.
Oh God, where do I begin? Opening statement. Which page is this on? Your Honor, Mr. Callahan stands before this court, accused of carrying out the calculated campaign for murder, mutilation, intimidation, and terror under the names The Artist and The Ripper. For weeks, bodies were left where they could be found, messages were stained red, placed for law enforcement to read, officers were threatened by name, civilians were watched, studied, selected. One victim, Thaddeus Pike, was found cut open, disemboweled, and left with both kidneys removed. These were not random acts of violence. They were deliberate, staged, and carried out by someone who wanted law enforcement to watch. The evidence in this case will show that the artist and the Ripper were not two separate offenders. They were two names used by the same man, and that man was Freeland Callahan. Mr. Callahan was not an ordinary suspect who simply found himself near one unfortunate scene. He was a former lawman, an active bounty hunter, and medically trained practitioner who studied anatomy, biology, psychology, and autopsy in Switzerland. He possessed knowledge of the human body, an understanding of how law enforcement conducts investigations, and he had the freedom to travel through Fremont while gathering information from officers, witnesses, criminals, and the public. The court has received the reports documenting the earliest artist scenes, including body and a message left at Zeke Cartwright's residence, the red-stained message left at the St. Denis Sheriff's Office, and bodies and warnings left outside of Valentine Sheriff's Office. The court will also review the direct threat made against Senior Deputy Nina Eldowis, where burned lawman's badge and message of the warning that she should be next were under the report CT-1191. These reports will show that the offender was watching law enforcement closely. He knew who was involved in the investigation, where to leave his messages, and how to ensure the scenes would be discovered. He was not attempting to disappear. He was attempting to control the investigation and force law enforcement to respond. The evidence will then turn to the murder of Thaddeus Pike at the orchard near St. Denis. The court has received the photographs of his body, the Ripper flyer, the stained note recovered from the scene, and the death report completed by Senior Doctor Mercy Santana. For your record, Your Honor, those reports are CT-1293, CE-1300, and JM-1304. Those reports state that Pike's hand and feet had been bound, and his throat has been slit, his torso had been cut open, and his intestines had been removed, and both kidneys were missing. The person responsible did not just simply attack Thaddeus Pike. The person responsible had a time, control, and familiarity of the human body. The court has also received evidence concerning Mr. Callahan's horse. The masked subject was seen riding a distinctive horse. Mr. Callahan was photographed riding that same horse and stated that it was his only one. The horse was identified by multiple individuals connected with both the Orchard and the Valentine incidents. And for your record, those reports are CE-1300 and CC-1331. Oh, and CC-1399. As I said, the most significant evidence will come from the statement of Sheriff Shep Goodman concerning an interrogation conducted at Blackwater Sheriff's Office. During that interrogation, Sheriff Goodman and myself, Attorney General Thorne, intentionally acted as though the artist and the Ripper were separate people. We did so because we wanted to determine if Mr. Callahan possessed information that had never been released to the public. As you can see by that report, during the question, Mr. Callahan repeatedly corrected us. He described details concerning the murders, identified where messages had been left, and accurately described the contents of those messages. According to Sheriff Goodman's statement, which you have in your possession, those details were only known to law enforcement personnel directly involved with the investigation, which Mr. Callahan was not. The icing on the cake on that statement was when I questioned whether he had stated one of the locations of the messages was correct. Mr. Callahan responded, "I know that's right. That's where I left them." The statement was not made by a witness repeating a rumor. It's an opening statement. You can't object. The statement was not made by a witness repeating a rumor. It was not made by an officer reading from a report. It was made by the accused, Freeland Callahan, a man who had already shown knowledge of victims, whose horse had been identified, whose account of the orchard had changed, whose medical training matched the injuries inflicted upon Thaddeus Pike and other victims. At the conclusion of this hearing, I will ask the court to consider the entire record together, the Ripper and the artist. The bodies, the messages, the threats, the stalking, the mutilation, the horse, the changing of explanations, the non-public knowledge, and Mr. Callahan's own statement that he knew the message was there because he was the one that put it there. The evidence will establish that the artist and the Ripper are the same people, used by the same offender, and will establish that the offender was himself, Freeland Callahan.
I'm going to keep this rather short. These charges have been ludicrously filed and have only been brought to me after a person in the room, which I will not be naming, had brought them to Nina Edelweiss. I don't know how a single testimony was being able to bring such charges of, I would like to repeat, 5 counts to the first-degree murder, 4 counts of malice, 1 count of kidnapping, 1 count of torture can be brought to one person by one testimony. It's an absurd amount. And I would like to say, horses can also be stolen. That is all, Your Honor.
Short and sweet. Alrighty. Well, Mr. Thorne, I heard you have a witness. You said, do you want to bring that person up onto the stand?
Not a witness. I've just got someone that I would like to question on the stand under oath.
Oh, well, fantastic. Let's go ahead and do that.
Mr. Callahan, I would like to question you on the stand under oath. If you could take the seat, please.
Of course. That one?
Yes, either or.
Okay. So, really?
You don't bite, right?
Obviously not. What the fuck?
That's not the seat.
That's not the seat.
You're close. You're close.
Any day now.
Oh, finally.
Mr. Callahan, please raise your right hand for me.
I have to stand up for this. Okay.
Do you solemnly swear under the penalty of the law that the testimony you'll be giving before this court shall be the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can swear in, Your Honor.
Mr. Callahan, do you understand that you are under oath?
Yes, I understand.
You understand that the answers you give this court must be truthful?
Yes.
Can you give the court your full name once again?
Friedland Dries Callahan.
Okay, Mr. Callahan, the answers the questions that I'm going to ask you are pretty much yes or no. Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Callahan, do you deny being the individual known as the artist?
Yes.
Do you deny being the individual known as the Ripper?
Yes.
Do you deny killing or mutilating Thaddeus Pike?
Yes.
Do you deny writing or placing any messages connected to either investigation of the Ripper or the artist?
Yes.
And are those your final answers in front of this court today?
Yes.
Just for your record as Mill, Mr. Callahan, this is regarding the investigation suspect profile and the professional assessment during the 22nd, 1902, and also the interview of Friedland Callahan conducted by one Detective Carlson called on June the 24th, 1902. Mr. Callahan, you previously stated you served as a lawman in Fremont.
Yes.
Your employment with law enforcement ended before the current artist incidents began.
Yes.
You did not leave that position voluntarily, did you?
No.
You were dismissed.
Indeed.
After your dismissal, you continued working, but as a bounty hunter.
I continued to work. No, I was jobless for a month, and then I decided to start a bounty hunting business.
Okay, so after your dismissal, you continued in working as a bounty hunter.
Yes.
You're the principal of Friedland Retrieval Agency, is that correct?
Yes, principal agent.
Okay. And that allowed you to speak with lawmen, criminal witnesses, members of the public while appearing to have a legitimate reason for asking those questions?
No, not witnesses or anything like that. Only the details that have been provided to me by the reigning sheriff at the time, Zeke Cartwright.
Okay. And with your background, you remain familiar with how law enforcement officers and procedures worked after your dismissal?
Not investigations, but how daily procedures and patrols would work, yes.
Okay, so as a lawman, you never investigated?
Never.
Interesting, okay. You understood how officers worked on crime scenes?
Yes.
You understood how evidence of crime scenes was collected and reported?
Yes.
From there, you understood how reports were written and shared between departmental?
Yes.
So, like you said, you would say that you remained interested in law enforcement after that dismissal, which, like you said, you wanted to you wanted to reapply to law.
Yes.
And what happened with that?
I haven't reapplied. I was dismissed for messing up a single general store robbery, and also for dancing at a meeting. Well,
Okay.
but I was high on cocaine at the time, but I digress.
Your Honor, I asked the court to review the report JM768 concerning the wet red note found at the St. Denis Sheriff's Office, together with Detective Colt's June 24th interview of Mr. Callahan. Again, that report number is JM768. Mr. Callahan, you knew about the original individual cult artist before Detective Colt interviewed you, is that correct?
Yes, I was enlightened and told this by Gil Tatum.
Like you said, you stated that Gil had told you about that individual months earlier.
Yes.
You knew the original artist had been executed by electric chair.
Yes.
You recall specific details concerning the original crimes of that artist, is that correct?
I was only told, I only said what I had been told, which was that he mutilated bodies and etched in bones.
You answered my next question, but I will do it for the record anyway. You spoke about symbols being carved into bone.
Yes.
Would you say that you were passionate about that subject?
No, it was quite disgusting.
Your Honor, I just want to highlight your attention in Report JM768. Detective Colt recorded that Mr. Callahan spoke passionately about the subject when he was talking about the artist. What breached your curiosity?
Well, serial killer is quite curious, no? Everybody has this form of curiosity. When you hear, as a lawman or a civil worker, that there has been a serial killer, it's obviously going to draw your attention. So I was curious because, well, it's a goddamn serial killer.
Would you say it was curiosity or admiration?
I'd say it was curiosity. I do not admire that man. He is Lyle Thompson got what he deserves.
Okay. So from what you're saying is you understood that I suggested that, the original man that went by the name of the artist had died, but the identity of the artist and his work continued under someone else. Is that what you're trying to get at?
Yes, like a copycat killer, as I had described to you in that interview with Shep.
You possessed enough knowledge about the original crimes to understand the distinction between them both, didn't you?
To distinguish between both of what?
In terms of, the chair killed a man, but his work lives on through someone else.
Yes.
So obviously in that report, JM768, where did you obtain the specific details that you discussed with Detective Colt?
About the wet red note?
Correct.
I had seen them because, one, I am a bounty hunter, so I have a direct connection to the law. So I obviously go to different law stations, such as Valentine and St. Denis and Blackwater, because, one, I know they are the most proficient, and two, that is the fastest way you can reach a lawman. That is a high standard. So, when I obviously go there and I see a note that says a wet red note, then obviously I'm going to notice it. So I obtained the information about the wet red notes from the visual sight.
Your Honor, for the next line of questioning, I asked the court to review the reports JA1215 and NE1240. Along with another investigation that was updated June 20th, 1902 and June 24th, 1902. Another interview with Mr. Callahan. Mr. Callahan, during this interview on this date, you stated that someone was threatening Georgia Rose.
Yes.
During that interview, you mentioned that there was wet red notes.
Yes.
During that time of the interview, you mentioned that there was multiple bodies.
Yes.
At that time, Detective Colt had not publicly announced his conclusion that Georgia Rose was likely the civilian target. Is that correct?
No.
So on the 20th of June, who told you that Georgia Rose was being targeted?
Miss Edwards, when she had interviewed me, she had inferred and asked me multiple times if I knew a Georgia Rose, or if I had ever been to Scarlet & Co. I would also like to note that the pinboard notice about Georgia Rose was being Georgia Rose being threatened, up to my knowledge, was before I had ever interviewed Carson. Well, I had been interviewed by Carson. I was interviewed by Nina. Actually, I had gotten.
Your Honor, this is going away from the line of questioning.
I agree. Get to the point.
I had seen the pinboard notice and newspaper publishing about Miss Georgia Rose being threatened before my interview had begun.
Okay. So after you found out that Georgia Rose was being targeted, did you ever contact law enforcement on your own regard about her being targeted by a serial killer?
No.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, I'm going to ask you to go to the same interview, but specifically the portion concerning Georgia Rose and the Velvet Bush. Mr. Callahan, you initially told Detective Coll that you have never met Georgia Rose, is that correct?
In person, yes.
Later in that same interview, you stated that you believe that you may have encountered her on June the 23rd, is that correct?
I might have, because I have...
Yes or no question?
Yes, I have.
You also admitted that you regularly visited the Velvet Bush.
Yes.
Your Honor, I do want to set the stage. Obviously, you do have that report in front of you. This is the location that Thaddeus Pike was found mutilated, bound, and his throat was slit. How many orchard properties had you visited that day?
1.
So why did your memory only return after Detective Colt told you that reports placed you there speaking to lawmen?
Because I returned because if there's a bunch of lawmen and there wasn't any 1, bombing, 2, robbery, 3, hostage situation, and it's all quiet and there's a doctor's there, I wouldn't have no idea why. So curiosity kills the cat. So I was curious what went on. So I went back there to check on the homeowner to see if he was okay, because I am a nice and person.
Did you know the homeowner?
No, I never met him, but I just want to make sure he was okay.
Would you say that your studies made it easier for you to be able to do that over someone that doesn't have medical training?
Yes, but you could say the same about anything.
Were you trained to work around the dead?
I was trained to work around the bone, the muscle, and the tissue.
So the dead, hopefully not alive.
Oh, only for surgeries alive, but most of the time, the dead.
Mr. Callahan, last night, can you confirm Sheriff Goodman was present during your interrogation?
Yes.
Was I also present?
Yes.
Was Marshal Willie present?
Yes.
During the line of questioning, were you questioned about the artist and the Ripper?
Yes.
During the line of questioning, did myself and Sheriff Goodman intentionally speak that they were separate people?
Yes.
During that time, did you repeatedly correct us?
Yes, but I had
yes or no question?
Yes.
Why were you so certain that they were the same people, Mr. Callahan?
I wasn't certain. I had a theory they were, because the Ripper had left wet red notes in the exact same way that the artist had left wet red notes. So, if they were leaving it in the exact same way, then they must be the same person, because you would have, if it was another person studying the wet red notes, it would have been at least some sort of differation from the original copies of the notes. But no, they looked the exact same. They had the exact same type of wording, exact same type of threats.
Why are you comparing the artist and the Ripper being the same person in that aspect?
Common sense, because if we had 2 serial killers operating at the same time, they would conflict with each other. So it would not make sense, and they would threaten each other unless they're working with each other. And if they're working with each other, then why just not go by one name and be more mysterious, like a copycat killer, I said. So that's why I think they are the same person, and that's why I think the notes are related to each other, and the artist and the Ripper are related.
Had Detective Colt ever shared all of the evidence with you?
No.
Sheriff Goodman, Marshal Willie?
Yes, sir.
No.
No, it's a question to him. It's okay, Willie.
Okay, my bad.
What? Wait, sorry. What? Go ahead.
No, you just questioning, guys. Just calm down.
My bad.
When the interview was concluding, and myself, Sheriff Goodman, and Marshal Willie stated that we couldn't line the dots between the artist and the Ripper, and we were about to walk away and close our books. Is it true in saying that you responded, "I know that information's right. That's where I left them"?
That is incorrect.
What were your words, Mr. Callahan?
My words were, yeah, that's the note I said, because I had given you the example of the note left at Blackwater earlier in the investigation. So I was referring to the note I had used as an example, not to say I left a note.
Your Honor, in the reports that you have in front of you, handed to you by myself from Sheriff Goodman and Marshal Willie Walker, the statement that he used was, "I know, that's where I left them." Mr. Callahan, is it your position that if that's not the case, that Sheriff Goodman fabricated that sentence?
Not fully fabricated, but words were twisted into a way that would incriminate me.
So what word did Sheriff Goodman supposedly mistake for when you said "I"?
When he said he had said, or you might have said, because you were also present, I had left them there. I didn't say I had left them there. I had said, the note I said. And then when you were walking away, I had also said, as an example, the note I used as an example, well, you didn't listen. I think you might have heard it, but I don't know. I had called back for you guys to come down, but you never came. The words that were twisted were twisted into left, and the ones that I had turned into I had left those things. But in truth, I had said, yeah, the note I had said, in referring to the note that I used as an example, not the note that the artist left.
Okay, Your Honor, these are just going to be my final questions. I think the state has heard enough. Mr. Callahan, when Detective Colt first asked you about the orchard, you denied being there because you did not know how much you already knew. Is that correct?
Yeah.
When he informed you that reports placed you there, that's when you changed your answer. When you asked what you did afterwards, you omitted your return because you did not know that had also been documented. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
When he asked you directly, you changed your answer yet again.
Yes.
Mr. Callahan, you knew Georgina Rose was being targeted because you were personally involved in selecting or watching her. Isn't that correct?
No. I do have a closing statement. Ladies and gentlemen of the court and others, I would like to say that I am innocent, and some of the evidence or words were put into my mouth. I would like to say I have never met a Georgia Rose onto a personal level, and I have never met a Daryl Windsor on a personal level. I know of their existence, but not of them on the inside. I have no reason a person for me, a bounty hunter, which is a quite successful job, I'd say. Why would I actually, let's just have some common sense here. Why would a man who's making a decent living, has a good horse, has a good job, has a business, would ever kill, malice, kidnap, and torture Why? For no reason. That is all.
I hope everyone enjoys the last part of my novel. Your Honor and people of the court, law enforcement officers that are here. At the beginning of this hearing, I told the court that the case against Mr. Callahan would not rest upon one rumor, one witness, or one isolated coincidence. It would rest upon the full investigative record, the physical evidence, the medical findings, Mr. Callahan's changing explanations, his own words. The evidence is now being placed upon everyone here. The artist and the Ripper did not act in random. Body was staged, messages were left there, law enforcement would find them. Officers were threatened by name, civilians were watched and studied, victims weren't just simply killed. The deaths have been used as part of a performance intended to create fear, provoke law enforcement, and control the direction of the investigation. The earliest artist incidents established pattern. The body was left as he rights residence, with a message signed by the artist. A red stained note was later left at the St. Denis Sheriff's Office. Multiple deceased locals were then placed outside the Valentine Sheriff's Office with another warning. Those incidents were documented. The conduct was escalated, and where lawmen were targeted once again. Mr. Callahan also contradicted himself concerning whether he knew Georgia Rose or he didn't. First, he claimed that he had never met her, later admitted that he might have encountered her, and then also admitted that he visited her place of work, the Velvet Bush, where she, on a daily basis. The court also received the statements concerning Florence Tamango Hayfield. Florence gave a name to a disguised man who questioned her about Georgia Rose. Callahan later approached Florence, used her name, and immediately attempted to withdraw it. The murder of Thaddeus Pike proves that it's a clearest example of the Ripper's conduct. The court reviewed the photographs, the Ripper, the flyer, this red stained note, the death report. Thaddeus Pike was bound by his hands and feet. His throat was slit, his torso was cut open, his testes were removed, and both his kidneys were missing. His body had been deliberately mutilated.
Well, first I want to go ahead and thank everybody for being here. So, thank you. I've definitely heard both sides. I've reviewed all the evidence that was presented in this case, and as always, the truth has prevailed. Mr. Callahan, while good people may occasionally make bad decisions, 4 counts of malice, 1 count of kidnapping, 1 count of torture, and 5 counts of murder in the first degree are unfortunately 1 mistake too many. With that being said, the evidence presented against you has been overwhelming. It is therefore the decision of this court that you are guilty of all counts presented. Your sentence will be the death by firing squad.
Yeah!
With the date to be determined by United States Marshal Willie Walker.
Huh?
Thank you all for your time and cooperation and participation throughout these proceedings. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their evening, and court is adjourned.
And that's a wrap in today's court case. Justice has been served, or at least that's what the court believes. Let me know down in the comments, do you think the verdict was fair? If you enjoyed this Red Dead Roleplay episode, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.